David Corson, Tuesday, July 1st, 2025, first day of Q3. About 7:15, 7:20. Just had a wicked thunderstorm came through here, and rained pretty good, and I still haven't gotten to get the riverbed kind of working here again, but once again the water came down through here, and I gotta clean this out, but actually the water's cleaning itself out, and I'll get all this cleaned up. But Mother Nature once again came in and dumped. My lawn's loving it. And anyway, got all the 4th of July stuff up here, but I'm gonna stay out here. Don't want to get hit by any lightning. And in any event, hope everybody had a great Tuesday, and long day. Had another great podcast with a ESOP, that's employee owned financial advisor on how to set up maybe selling out your company if you're an entrepreneur and you don't have siblings to take it over. You let your employees buy the company out and keep your hands on it. And there's so many clients that are in that situation, and with everything going on, and it's just exciting in business and so forth, that you really just, you should know how to do that stuff. So I had this guy from CSG Partners talk about options and tax incentives and all that stuff, EBITDA. And a lot of people if they wait too long, you miss the boat, you can be kind of SOL, and you don't want to be that. But in any event, great day. Got up in the middle early this morning. I think I got up at 4 o'clock this morning. Couldn't sleep, and there's a guy named Ben Dykes. He's called the Veteran Biker, and he's a YouTuber that I watch. And he's a Navy veteran. He was on a submarine. He was a door gunner. Anyway, been all over the world. Seen a lot of stuff. He's a Harley or motorcycle guy. And anyway, I watch him every day. He's really, really good, and he does all that stuff. And anyway, he just said, he tells it like it is, and tells the truth and shines some light on what's going on in the world. Anyway, I tried to get talk to him this morning. Well, actually, a couple days ago, I called in about 30 or 40 times trying to get in there to pick up the phone, and anyway, I couldn't get through. So this morning, I watched his commentary last night on his live stream, and it really hit home. And I watched it this morning, and anyway, his live stream, he does one in the morning, one at night. Anyway, this morning I was like, what the heck, I'll call in. I called him about 7 times. Anyway, called me back. And I talked to him live, and he's got thousands of people watching him, and he's wired in there with so many influencers. Anyway, we just had a really, really good talk, and he said, hey man, I have your number. I want to talk to you afterwards. Because I wrote one of my publisher's column about, he has this word, boom shakalaka. And he uses it all the time. And he's got this reverend that he goes, something really cool. He goes, boom shakalaka, man. And it's just really, really cool. But anyway, I had a nice little talk. And he said, hey, I got your number. I want to talk to you afterwards. So it was really, really cool. And my wife was downstairs. We let the dogs out, and it was about 7:30 in the morning. She hears me talking to some guy up there, and all of a sudden she's listening to the tune. She's like, oh my God, that's my husband on there talking to Ben on the freaking live. And so we went back, and it just made my day. And so I've just been working all day, trying to get stuff done, and just rained like heck. And now I'm talking to you, and thinking about, hey, great Tuesday. Tomorrow's hump day. Got to get a lot done because Thursday's a wash, and then Friday's 4th of July. And hey, time to relax and celebrate 249 years for the good old USA. And hey, that's my little. Those are 4th of July that are hanging above me. But anyway, just once again, you talk to people, you communicate. It's all about learning from people, and it just was an awesome conversation. And I had talked to him about 6 months ago. I called into a show, and he remembered me because I told him, my grandfather was a lieutenant colonel underneath Patton in World War II, and I come from a military family, and he remembered me, and just you know, you have connections with people, and you find common themes, and people that think alike, and you're on the same page. And it just made my day. I had a fantastic day. Had a great conversation with the CSOP guy from New York. I had another conversation with another guy from Long Island, and he just came back from Hershey, PA, and he didn't know I was from Pottstown. I've been to Hershey plenty of times, and just had, he has a couple new businesses that he's talking about, and he wanted to help me promote them and be in the magazine and this and that. And I'm telling you, there's so much momentum in the country right now. All my clients are freaking doing so much stuff. I'm so busy. The days just blow by, and I was like, oh man, I got to get my video done. I gotta edit two of my podcasts. I got to get them loaded. The ones I did there, I've already gotten input back from these other ones, and I am just rolling right along. And there's not enough time in the day to get stuff done. And but once again, man, when it's time for me to go to bed, I sleep like a rock. So hopefully you had a great day. You still got a positive thought, smile on your face, having a great meal, and gonna enjoy yourself. Get some REM sleep tonight, and then like I said, tomorrow's hump day, and then Thursday you make the best of it, and then it's the weekend. And if you got to work this weekend, hey, that's okay. Do your best, and when you get off, enjoy yourself. And listen, you're in restaurant, you're hospitality, airlines, aviation. My kid, he's got to work. Listen, you got people got to work. First responders, everybody's, people got to keep the world going and being safe and what have you. And I still got to get stuff around done here at the house, and we're still getting unpacked. And but I'll tell you, I've done a couple of my shows. I did 2 in the kitchen, and today I did one out on the patio. I really dig it, man. I'm getting my studio together, but I think I'm just going to do them in all different rooms in the house, and just and then I'll do the studio here and there. I'm just going to change it up. And people are like, "Is that real?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's real." So, in any event, here's what I'm thinking for July 1st. First day of Q3 2025, as a thunderstorm just rolled through here. And it's Observant. Yeah, Observant's my word. Why do I like that? Because it's an action word. It's an adjective, but it makes you, kind of keen on what your surroundings are, and, having your head on a swivel, and just keeping, your surroundings. And business, personal, athletics, life, sleep, whatever you're doing. If you're observant, you know what you got to do on the athletic field, but you can watch how other people warm up. You can watch how the goalie warms up. You can watch how the other team, is getting prepped, how they interact during their timeouts, how they run their plays, how they communicate to each other, and how you're communicating. Maybe you're not executing in the way you should, the way that you practice all week. Remember, you're going to play as you practice on game day. That's why you want to, every day of practice, you want to give it your all. So when game day comes, you're prepped. But if you're observant and you're not getting things done, or things don't feel right, you can take a deep breath, or contemplate, stop, reset, and then go forward again. And that's what halftimes are all about, or timeouts, or in between periods, depending on what sport you're playing. Hockey, there's the second and second and third period. You got two periods where there's they do the ice. In football, there's 4 quarters, plus halftime. But in any sport, whenever you got to be observant. You got to keep your head up. Number one, if you're playing on the football field, lacrosse field, the hardwoods, there's some big boys out there, man. They're all out there. They're to be competitive, but they want to take your head off. So you got to be observant, but also observant on how you're going to score that goal, or how you're going to stop that person, or maybe there's a new player that came on and that you've never seen him before, and you got to look and see, because he could change the whole outlook of your game prep. So being observant and learning of and taking things in and going, wow, how am I going to apply myself to that, because I wasn't prepared. Because life throws stuff to you at you every day that you're not prepared for. And if you're observant, you have that much of an opportunity to learn how to deal with it. And then when that happens again, history repeats itself, you're going to be prepared. So being observant in athletics, crucial to your success of putting wins and learns on the board. Remember, you never lose. You either win or you learn. All right? Business. You got to be observant. You got to be observant of how your competition's doing, how your company's doing, how your new hire is working, how your company is. Maybe they've instituted some sort of new software or a new rule in the company. You know, how your company culture is doing. All of these things, if you observe and you learn from them and you can apply it, or you can give your input and say, hey, I observed this, man, maybe we need to do something different, or, you know, maybe we got to improve on that. And that's why, you know, looking at the scoreboard is so important, because you can always look at the scoreboard, and just like here on these videos that I do every day, if you do that day in and day out yourself, you can go back and you can look and you can observe where you were right on, or where you needed to be better, or you were a little too, you know, aggressive, or whatever it might be. But in business, if you observe and you're keen enough to take that observation and apply it to make yourself improve, to make yourself be able to get to the finish line that much quicker, or that much efficiently, you're going to be so much far ahead of your competition. And when you observe, you learn. And when you learn, you improve. And when you improve, you do things better, you do things faster, you do things more productively. All of those things. And that's what business is like. Like I said, I treat business like sports, okay? And the more observant you are of your surroundings and what's going on, you know, in the world in general, or wherever you're going, or you might be at a rock concert, you might be on the golf course, you might be on the athletic field, you might be in a restaurant. You just got to be observant, because you never know what life is going to throw at you when you're not prepared for it. And if you're observant, even though you're not prepared for it, you'll learn on the fly. And then you can put that up in your knowledge vault and apply it whenever you need it down the road. Because like I said, history always repeats itself. Relationships, you got to be observant. Hey, someone's giving the eye across the room. Or maybe that person caught your eye and like, hey man, I got to go talk to that person. Or you're at a trade show and you're walking down, and you saw a product, and you're like, oh, what is that? And then you have you have a little conversation, you shake some hands, and you're looking at people are looking at you, and how you're interested, and they're giving you the time of day, and they're trying to, comprehend what you're trying to find out. And that conversation will lead to, let's say, future business or future communication that can lead to new sales and new revenue streams. I mean, that's why being observant is so important. And it could be just a little thing that catches your eye that could change your whole life, you know? Or maybe that's someone that you never met before. You just kind of bumped into them, or you saw someone that down there and you were like, wow, I'm going to go say hello to that person. And you just being observant. Keep your eyes open, all right, of your surroundings, and your head on a swivel. You know, you should be always, you don't have your eyes in the back of your head, but, you can have a spider sense where, hey, what's up going on behind me? Oh my God, I gotta deal with that. So, and it's not just personal, all right? It's also just casual communication that you have with people. All right. It could be the FedEx guy that comes to your door. It could be picking up a takeout order, or, being in the doctor's office. Just being observant on all sorts of things. And you'll learn from observing. And I'm telling you, it can change the way that you think, the way that you're going to have the rest of your day. And you should observe how people, respond to you. Remember, you start your day on a positive, you end the day with a positive. And people can see that, and certainly your spouse can. And the bottom line is that that all rubs off on people. And people observe, hey man, how you treat people, and how you look, and how you shake hands, and how you look people in the eye. You always have a smile on your face. You laugh. You have fun. They observe that, and they want to be with people like you. They want to play in your sandbox. That's why being, observant of things that in your surroundings are so important to you. Going up to that next level. And in relationships, being observant, man, it's strategic, okay? It could change the direction of your entire life. And sleep, you got to be observant of how your body is performing that day. And maybe your body didn't get enough sleep that night. So now you got to observe, hey, I'm going to give it a little more time tonight. Because like this morning, I got up at 4 o'clock this morning. And so tonight I'm going to go to bed a little earlier, and give it a little more, rest. But tomorrow I got to get up at the crack of dawn. I got a million things to get done before, this Wednesday, because tomorrow's really the make or break day of the week, because Thursday everybody's getting out and ready for the holiday, unless, they're working, and Friday's the holiday. So, if you treat your body right, it will perform with you, and you're observant of how it needs, more rest or less rest or just the right amount. This year I've been working on how to sleep and make sure that I get 6 to 6.5 hours of rest every night and good REM sleep. But if you're observant and treat your body and learn that, when it needs to rest, it'll rest, it'll recharge, and it will kick ass for you every day as long as you're breathing. It's a thoroughbred. But observe your body and your mindset and your sleep habits, because your body will appreciate you that much more. And if there's anything else during that you do in a 24-hour day, business, personal, athletics, life, sleep, whatever, that I didn't talk about, be observant on that too. And you will see a change. From the heart, take it to the bank, up your knowledge vault, use it for whenever you need it. And if you work on being observant every day, every week, every month, for the remainder of the year, you'll have 6 months of data. Download a diary app, have an ongoing email or notepad, and write a paragraph every day of how you improved on being observant. And I swear to God, if you're consistent, don't do it for a couple of weeks and quit, all right? Finish what you start, do it for 6 months. Not only will you be so excited that you have over 180 days of data to look back at all these videos and record them right here on your phone, or in your diary, write down what you did, and you can dictate it. If your phone, you've got a microphone, you might as well use it. And you'll remember every day, and you'll see where you were great on observing, not enough, just the right amount. And I'm telling you, this is the second half of the year. Now we're going into the second half, the 180 days, and it's time to put the pedal to the metal and finish off strong with momentum, positive, and then you can look back, tweak, whatever, and then repeat in 2026, better, stronger, and more observant. So I appreciate you all out there. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Have an awesome hump day tomorrow. I'll see you someplace where I have no idea, but I will. And take action. Observant.